What is going on, everybody? We are back with another CCW review. I'm Nick,
And I'm Joe.
and we're covering AEW Revolution, March 15th,
Yes.
2026. And by God, did I miss AEW pay-per-views. Man.
Yeah, it was a long drought.
Uh, listen, maybe that's a part of why this was so good, too, because we've gone so long without just spectacular pay-per-view wrestling. And don't get me
Yeah,
wrong, guys.
World's End.
PLEs uh, are just pretty
The
mid
wrestling
wrestling
is just
wise.
on another. The wrestling is just on another level in this company,
Yeah,
despite what people
when
want to say.
like when you hear the phrase "it's where the best wrestle," they're not bullshitting. Like it's so good that sometimes I feel bad for being critical.
I wouldn't go that far.
Because it's almost like we grade them on a different level. But then I actually think about it and I'm like, no, because we grade WWE on the same level. That's why we shit on them so much.
Well, when AEW does dumb shit, I'm harsh to them too because they have a lot of
Oh,
things that they do that irritate the shit out of me.
yeah, things will be called out in this as well. Don't get me wrong. This is not a perfect show by any means.
No, and I like a lot of some of WWE stuff too. WWE's problems is they are so corporate focused and so money driven that it just drags the entire product down. They have great wrestlers over there. Hell, a
Uh
lot
huh.
of AEW's roster are wrestlers that came from there. So it's not like they don't have talent. It's just the way they're booked and the way the matches are put together seems to be better in AEW. It's not as it doesn't feel as corporate. Number one, it feels more organic, and the wrestling also feels much more organic.
Well, let me just give you let me lay it out there like this. Regardless of which show you're watching, you're getting as long as you're watching it from home, you're getting your money's worth. All right.
Yeah, if you're going to the show, you poor bastards.
If you're going to a WWE show, you're not. But if you're
Yeah,
watching
AEW is pretty reasonable.
if you're watching either show from home, you're getting your money's worth. Like you're paying $50 to watch an AEW pay-per-view, you're going to get some spectacular entertainment. You're not paying for shit to watch a WWE one because it's on an app that you've probably already got or VPN.
Well,
And
unless you're in the United States and you actually are paying for the ESPN thing,
if you
which my
are,
advice
shame
would
on
be
you.
get a VPN and watch it on Netflix.
Yeah. Um but yeah, if you're at least watching it on a VPN and you're getting it for free, you're still getting your money's worth because you're at least going to get one or
You're
two good
paying.
things.
You're paying for your Netflix subscription.
Yeah, but I'm already using Netflix. I'm not paying for it for WWE.
But if you were to do so, it's still worth it.
Maybe. Um, they're getting paid enough. WWE is from ads.
Yeah, no shit.
Um. Anyways, we have a lot to talk about because this is one of the very few times we're actually going to talk a bit about the pre-show. Because the pre-show was actually important to the overall landscape of what's going on.
One
Minus
match was.
minus one. No, two matches were. Um.
Yeah, you're right.
We're gonna blow over the infantry and Boom and Doom match. Just know that Boom and Doom won. Don't care. Moving on.
So don't care. If you like the Rizzler and AJ Boom and all that,
I'm glad you got to watch them. I don't care.
I'm glad you got to see it. That shit's stupid, and I wish they would go the fuck away and not be on my TV ever.
Correct.
If you like their content, seek it out elsewhere. Don't put it on
We
my wrestling show.
well, it's used to bring other people in. You'll live. Wayne Brady slapped a hoe though. Oh, you'll live.
Yeah, Wayne Brady. You can give me some Wayne Brady. I like Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady slapped Shane Taylor. Fantastic. And then it all went downhill
Yeah.
because he got speared by a child. So we'll move on. Um,
So stupid.
Match 2 was the AEW TBS Championship match. It was Willow Nightingale versus Lena Cross. And by God, does Lena Cross already feel more accomplished than most of the women's roster in terms of in-ring work?
Well, I would say the mid card. The upper echelon of the women's division is well defined. But that mid card there is a chasm between the upper card and the mid card. And
True.
boy, it's not even close. But she is so much more accomplished, like you said, than Penelope Ford,
Oh,
Queen Manata, poor Harley, Thunder Rosa, and Thunder Rosa's been a champion.
right. Currently,
We can
Hater
talk.
and fucking girl Zenza.
Yeah, not great. But Bane and Cross looked really good throughout the night, as we'll talk about.
Yeah, but and one of the cool things about this was we got to see Cross be a monster for the first couple minutes of the match, where she wasn't given anything to Willow. Willow had to fight for it, which is rare for Willow because Willow's a pretty big girl herself. Um, and yeah, somewhere during the match, Willow ends up quote unquote kayfabe hurting her shoulder. And she pulls off the win. But at what cost? Post match,
We'll s-
where it really matters as far as all this goes, Bane comes in and they jump. They jump her, and then Harley Cameron comes out with a pipe for the save. This will come back into play later.
really trying to protect those baby faces.
Yeah, they are. For no reason, by the way. People can lose, guys. It's
Which
okay.
is one of my biggest complaints about AEW. They go out of their fucking way to protect their baby faces.
Yeah, they do.
Sometimes motherfuckers need to lose,
Yeah, they do.
and they need to lose cleanly.
But then there's some times that a heel can lose from their own stupidity, which also happens later, and I'm glad that happens.
Yeah, but that's another thing that's frustrating. So you know that they can book it correctly,
Yeah.
but they choose when to do it. I don't get it. I don't understand why you have to protect people so much. Wins and losses should matter. You don't have to protect them. Just give them a few wins after that, and it gets them right back where they need to be.
Oh yeah. Match 3, the AEW National Championship match. It was a 21 man blackjack battle royal, which I laughed because at the very beginning everyone's on the outside of the ring, and I was like, so to lose, do you get thrown inside the ring? Is like a reverse?
You messaged me. You were like, "Do they lose if they get thrown into the ring? What are the rules to this match?"
So here's my problem with this match specifically that I don't like. I don't like that it seemed like it was just a bunch of factions and then Ricochet.
Well, that's AEW though.
And it was a bunch of factions and Ricochet and Jungle Jack Perry, who, by the way, came in on a short bus and it was fantastic.
Luchasaurus was driving the short bus.
To be fair, though, it was a pretty cool painted bus. I would ride the bus.
It's just the optics of it made me giggle.
But nah, man. Like, so once things got going, this was a pretty entertaining match. As long as whoever was running the camera was actually keeping an eye on the ring. Because what the problem that this match suffered from is they had so many cameras in so many different places and they didn't know what to focus on. And it's okay to wide pan and just watch things happen. You don't always have to be up close in someone's shit as things are going on. And that's a part of my problem overall tonight, by the way, is production. They focused a lot on hitting crowd reactions, and I just don't care. Like, I don't need close-ups of crowd members throughout the entire show.
They missed important spots due to that stupid shit. They and we'll get there, but they motioned to the crowd during one of the matches, and the people weren't even watching the match. They looked bored.
It was this match, wasn't it? Because I thought it was at the very end of this one.
I'll look at my notes. It's in my notes somewhere. But yeah, this was nuts. This was, and the screwed up part about this, and it was a way to protect Ricochet, which again goes into this. They put 21 other men into this match for it to just be the two people who have been feuding anyways at the last two. This was completely unnecessary. This was literally just a way to get more people on the show.
And one of the things that battle royals can be good for, like, and we see it happen out of the Royal Rumble every year in WWE. Not only just surprises, and we got none, by the way. Like, I was hoping for, like, maybe a Switchblade to come back because it's time. He's been gone for so long. I'm pretty sure he's pretty healthy at this point. He even kind of hinted that he was coming back tonight on Twitter, which obviously it was just a ploy to annoy the shit out of everybody. But yeah, so we get 21 people, but they don't build any possible feuds out of this, like you can like WWE does in the Royal Rumble. Like the Royal Rumble is known for like something happening between two people, and guess what? We're gonna revisit that later.
Yeah, for like Mania or something, like, oh, these two people eliminated each other and now they're setting up a big feud that, okay, yeah, they're not in the title picture, but this sprung up their build for their match.
Now, obviously, that could still happen. We don't know because it's tonight.
Right. This is just the show. We don't have the hindsight yet.
But you can normally spot things like that happen in the Rumble and be like, oh, I bet that's going to come back. There was nothing like that here. Everything happened so quickly and so sporadically. I mean, there were some funny spots. Listen, Bald Psycho Gollum, Lio Rush, fantastic, dude. Listen, if there's one person I want to see crawl around like a goof, it's him. Not Gabe Kidd. I don't give a fuck about Gabe Kidd. As far as that goes. Psycho Lio Rush. I'm growing on Gabe Kidd overall. I just hate the crawling thing from him. But Lio Rush, he's so athletic about it too. It just looks really cool.
Oh, dude, he's nimbly bimbly, and he's getting up there in age, so you'd think he'd slow down, but no.
Dude, nah. He was spider crabbing all over that fucking ring.
I know.
It was fantastic. And like I said, there was some fun stuff happening. There's times, dude, like Roosh I'm sorry. I always call him Rush. Roosh looked like a fucking beast at times.
Yeah.
I wish that man.
Roosh is underutilized.
Well, he keeps getting himself fucking injured.
Well, he keeps wrestling on fucking ROH and nobody sees him, and then he's hurt. Okay. At least getting hurt on the fucking main show means a little more.
Beast Mortos was eliminated by himself. He went to go dive at somebody.
Beast Monet.
He went to go dive at somebody. I believe it was Commander. And Commander,
I think you're right.
Commander ducked, and he just went over the top rope. And I was like, well, that was sloppy. Because it looked like he jumped purposefully over the rope last second. And I was like, well, that looked like shit. Good job, Beast. But what it all really boils down to is it does come down at the end between Jack Perry and Ricochet. And they get into a really fun apron battle that ends with Jack Perry hitting the Poison Rana on Ricochet, and Ricochet falls off the apron when he does it. I actually thought the spot was really cool, the end spot. Yep. Really well done. If there's one thing Jack Perry really needs to work on is showing any kind of emotion. He's
a fucking wet blanket, dude.
He was so stoic after he won the belt. Like, he couldn't even, like, fake cry for me, at least, or something, dude. Like,
dude, your father was an actor. You didn't pick up any of that shit, even, like, through osmosis?
You fought tooth and nail for this title 2 times already, and now it's just like, oh, I won. Cool. Bye.
Hey, I'm going to go celebrate in the crowd with my mom and sister. Which, by the way, fine.
And then he's going to go hang out with his pet dinosaur.
Yeah.
Who is also apparently his chauffeur.
Well, you know. When you're not wrestling.
I was not expecting Jack Perry to win here. So I posted on Twitter what I thought was going to be my results, and I was right on everything up to this point. Woohoo, 2 whole matches. And, I don't get me wrong. I've always thought Jack Perry was going to be the one to dethrone Ricochet.
You thought it was going to be on a one-on-one match clean instead of this shenanigans.
Oh, it was never going to be clean. Listen, with Toa involved, he was going to have to just find some way to do it. I just thought it was going to be whenever the dinosaur came back at this point. But they surprised me. It was my first surprise of the show, and there are more.
Yeah, we should have known because they were in LA.
Yeah, I didn't think of that either. And then that actually bled over into the main pay-per-view.
But the first match of the actual pay-per-view, oh boy.
Okay, listen. This is my match of the night. But I want you to understand, it's barely my match of the night because one match late in the show almost took it.
I agree, especially with that match. The only thing that we'll get to that. But yes, this is probably my match of the night too because there was no filler. It was all killer.
Oh, dude.
The other match had some filler.
I want you guys to understand something. I am so tired of seeing these two teams wrestle for the title on a pay-per-view. But you can't argue with results because
Their matches are bangers.
every single time they've wrestled, and this is probably, in my opinion, the best of their matches that I've seen.
I don't know about that, but it's up there. Their first match was really good.
So the Bucks,
Their second match was really good too.
all their matches have been really good. Listen,
You're not wrong.
so the Bucks came out with all 400 of their fucking kids. They need to start wearing condoms.
There's some good Christian boys, man. They're not going to do that.
FTR came out wearing Boston Celtics colors, which had me rolling.
Trolling the crowd and the Bucks since they're from LA.
So
they're from California. Rancho Cucamonga.
One of the greatest things that ever could have happened. Nick Jackson got busted open early enough so I could tell who was who for the rest of the match. Loved it.
Well, I'm glad that kept it simple for you.
So apparently Dax also got busted open shortly after from running into a ring post. That kind of threw me off a little bit. I was not ready for that. There's this really cool spot where Matt has Cash rolled up and then he hits a Northern Lights suplex pin on Dax while having Cash rolled up that looked really good. I've not seen that happen before. So I was like, well, that was really cool. I mean, they kicked out, but it was fun. Matt got some pep talking from the kids. I was like, I hate it here. It's so cheesy.
Yeah, it was weak.
FTR gets put in their dual sharpshooters, which it's a thing that happens in almost every FTR Bucks match, and it's always done in a way that like it's close enough that FTR can smack the shit out of each other so they don't give up.
That shit has been happening since FTR was in NXT.
Oh, see, I don't go that far.
That's like one of their spots. Oh, dude, you should go watch some of the fucking DIY and revival matches from Black and Gold NXT.
The only thing I remember from FTR's run in WWE period that I actually got to see happen
was probably them on SmackDown shaving.
Was the back shaving thing?
It was you got.
I thought they sucked. I was like, oh, these guys are jokes. This is what they're doing.
Yeah, Vince McMahon hates tag team wrestling and misused the best tag team to ever live for several years.
I became a fan of FTR when I started watching their matches with the Briscoes over in Ring of Honor.
Oh yeah, you were really late to the party.
And I was like, oh my God, they are amazing. Which I also thought, oh my God, the Briscoes are also amazing. And dude,
also true.
It's a fun time. So anyways,
even though I don't like their gimmick.
Both FTR got suplexed to the outside of the ring, and it looked like it hurt.
Yeah, it did.
Matt,
the Bucks' little asses barely got him over the fucking ropes.
Matt more or less hit Dax with what ended up being a Falcon Arrow over the top rope because he tried everything in his power to make sure Dax didn't die because he couldn't get him fully over.
Cash was not as lucky.
One of the parts that I really did not like about this match, even though it is my match of the night, Nick Jackson hulked up after getting FTR triggered, and I hated every second of it. And like full blown classic hulking up too, like shaking the arms and fucking breathing all heavy. And I was like, no, please.
Yeah, Kenny does it all the time too. Like if it happens way too much in AEW now. Somebody hits somebody else's move and they kick out at one and then hulk up because they got hit with their move and they're just angry about it.
Right. Nick dove out and took out Stoke right after.
Yep, that was a cool spot. Stoke lined himself up perfectly in between the two announce tables to have plenty of room to get dove through.
Yeah, right. They hit a pile driver. FTR ended up kicking out, and so at this point, that was the second kick out of a finisher. And I bid
a lot of false finishes.
I bid on both of the first two.
Mad. Yeah, I popped on the first two.
And then they did it a third time.
Third one happened, and I'm like, they do it one more time, I'm gonna be real pissed. But they didn't.
They hit an avalanche shatter machine, which I don't think I've actually seen that before.
I don't think so either.
So that was pretty.
I wish it was a tiny bit cleaner, but it was good enough.
It's a miracle also. Stoke can walk, by the way. He's fine. He got up and celebrated with FTR in the ring, but he might not be able to walk for much longer. So post match. The lights go out, and you see something on the screen that says, it starts off saying, "Evenge," and you know it's gonna have an R in front of it, and we all know whose favorite letter is R. It's the rated R superstar, Cope.
I still can't get used to that.
He comes out with my favorite shirt in AEW right now.
Yes,
it says
I like it as well.
it says Cope and Cage, but Cage is crossed out and Cage is written above Cope, so it says Cage and Cope. Fantastic shirt. But he comes out alone. I pop like a fucking child. And listen, I don't need full on fucking like Edge being in like singles title scenes. I am super excited for this feud with FTR.
Yeah, because you know what? That match is also going to be really fucking good because
Yes.
their other match was really fucking good.
And I'm waiting for what will inevitably be whatever version of TLC that we're going to get with the Bucks,
Between the
FTR,
Bucks
and
all-
Cope and Christian.
yes.
And that will be all in.
I'm
Watch
for
it
it.
happen.
I hope so because boy, oh boy.
I don't think it'll be full blown TLC. It'll be a ladder match, and they'll just use chairs and tables.
Yep. They've already done that with the Lucha Brothers, which was probably the best match I've ever seen live.
Right. So Christian comes out, and then, or not Christian, Cope comes out, and then Christian's music hits, and he sneaks into the ring from behind. Again, first time we had some actual great production of the night, because he came in from out of nowhere, and then he sprayed, I believe it was Dax in the eyes with, it was, again, I can't remember which one he sprayed it in the eyes with, whatever it was. I would guess it's pepper spray.
It was Mace.
But he sprays him in the face and then hits a very it was Cash because Dax didn't sell the Unprettier very well.
Oh yeah, because he landed awkwardly. Stoke sold it better.
Yeah, Stoke sold it really well. So it was left in the ring with Stoke, and he was all of a sudden like, "Guys, please!" Like I don't. He tried to shake their hands, and he kind of forced the handshake with
Forced
Christian.
the handshake,
At which point Christian hit him with the Unprettier.
and he took it well.
And he took it
Great
very
face
well.
bump.
Very well. But man, guys, I cannot praise this match enough. It was.
Nope. It was really good.
It was so good. And I feel bad for the rest of the show because people have to follow that. Okay? People have to follow
They
that.
did.
Match 5, Tony Storm and Marina Shafir, which actually ended up being better than I thought it would be after they got past the initial punching. Marina jumped Storm early. I did like Tony's Wonder Woman style outfit. It was reversed in design though, because in Wonder Woman the stars are usually on the pants and the stripes are on the bra or whatever it's called that she's wearing, but it was reversed.
Yeah, I didn't even pick up on that. She's worn an outfit like that before. I just thought it was something similar to that.
Right. But yeah, once Marina started using her disgusting unshoed feet, and actually started
Her kicks look so much better than her punches.
her kicks are really good, and I wish she would use them more. I made a joke where I said her and Mike Bailey should team up and be a mixed tag team called Footloose.
I shared that with Kristen, and she sighed at me.
My second option was it
Feets and toes.
Feets and Toes, because I kept thinking
Yep.
boats and hose, and so that's where that came from. So yeah, Feets and Toes. Anyways, listen, I could come up with names like that for days. So, at some point, Marina kicked a fucking table, an announce table. It looked kind of like it hurt, and at that point, Tony Storm bit her foot twice, and I'm just like, ew, why?
Right? You don't know where that thing's been.
Tony hit a Storm Zero. Shafir kicked out. Shafir then went for Mother's Milk, at which point Tony Storm bit her boob. And then rolled her up for the win. So she won with a boob bite and a roll up, guys. I don't.
Yeah. Shafir took like 90% of this match.
It was a boob roll up. It was a boob roll up, is what it was. I don't know.
Well, you know, you're gonna bring me back in for Mother's Milk after I bit the shit out of your tit?
Probably not.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
This match was all for the post-match angle, though.
Yeah, it was the post match that it was really for, which sucked, by the way. So,
I didn't mind it.
Post match, I did because I believe somebody should just stay in their fucking lane and stop showing up on wrestling shows.
We don't even know if we're going to get anything out of this.
Ronda Rousey shows up in the middle of the ring, and basically challenges Tony to come down to the ring. Because Tony was already up on the ramp doing her laying down on the ramp in victory.
Rolling into the thing. Yeah, rolling on the ramp.
And she gave the goofiest fucking smile, like, okay.
I loved it. Her facial reaction, and just like yeah, all right, I'm in for this.
And so she does. She walks all the way back down to the ring. They get in each other's face, and immediately,
and then a proper pull apart happens.
Immediately, the refs come out and make sure that they don't get into it. At which point, we don't even get to see it happen initially because production sucks. But Shafir came in and cold cocked the shit out of Tony Storm.
Yep.
And
production completely missed it. They had to do a replay.
We got to see it on the replay, but they missed it on the initial time, which kind of annoys me. But you know what annoys me even more?
It would have been better on the real time.
First and foremost, I don't care for Ronda Rousey as a wrestler. I'm not one of those people that hate her for the shit she does outside
of.
She's
a big name, though.
Right. I'm not one of those people that hate her for her opinions for the things that she does outside. I don't fucking care. Like, she's in her own fucking lane. I give a fuck less what she thinks about anything. I know there's a lot of people that hate her politics or whatever. I don't give a shit. Not my place. Not my problem. Not my monkey.
Yeah, her Sandy Hook comments.
Not my monkey. Not my circus. But I don't like her as a wrestler at all. I don't think she's very good at it.
Well, look who she got to wrestle there versus who she'll get to wrestle here.
Right. But I don't know. She'd have to show me something as far as
I think she has the talent to do it. It'll just be whether or not she wants to actually cooperate and won't be one of those diva personalities that AEW has been praising that they got rid of all of them.
Right.
So we'll see.
I
think it could lead to some good stuff.
It could, but we'll see. Maybe if they're lucky, they can get Shayna Baszler and they can just have 3 women that like to beat people up.
I think it'll lead to them actually getting some national attention, which could be good for them growing their brand.
Oh, it depends on what kind of national attention you're looking for. Most of the complaints on Twitter right now are, oh, she's so insensitive, and they just brought her into AEW.
Sean Ross Sapp, I know we plug him a lot, had a really good point that WBD, doesn't care about the shit that she says, but they wouldn't allow Trey Miguel to even enter the company, which, given he apologized and all that stuff, and this
Ronda eventually did apologize. It just took 11 years.
Yeah, but he did much sooner than that, but it looks funny that they're all for her, but not for him. And
again,
honestly,
I'd say that falls back into her being a star. They're not going to give a shit because of the name. It's bullshit.
That's horseshit.
It's bullshit.
I agree.
Sorry, I just shoved a fucking breadstick into my mouth. So, after that, my stinker of the night match comes on. AEW Continental Championship match. No time limit.
Yeah, this was gross. This was not great.
You said gross. That's fantastic. Jon Moxley versus Takeshita. And listen. Apparently, a lot of people really loved this match, and it's one of their favorites. I don't get how.
I don't either.
Because it was literally just forearm battle after forearm battle. That was 90% of this fucking match.
Yeah.
I expect a forearm battle or two between especially these two men. But I have watched I'm going to use Mark's name here in a second. I've watched Jon Moxley run a better match with Mark Davis. I watched Jon Moxley run a better match with... this one's not fair. Because it's Fletcher. I mean, Fletcher's Fletcher.
His match with Okada was better.
His match with Okada was better. And I expected better of this, but for some reason, these two just decided, hey, we're going to forearm battle each other. And I hate it.
Yeah, I did not like this match either. I expected so much more out of these two, and it underwhelmed.
Now,
this was a TV match.
again, this specific match is a match of 3/4. Okay, 3/4 of the match was pretty meh. The last 5 minutes were excellent. I think they would have benefited more from the actual 20-minute rule because we'd have gotten to the end quicker, and it would have been
Yeah.
a little more fast paced.
Yeah.
But so eventually, Talk hits an avalanche Northern Light suplex off the top rope, and somebody tried to call it an exploder off the top, and I'm like, you guys obviously don't know the difference.
Well, it kind of was an exploder.
An exploder is more of an overhead belly to belly. This was not an overhead belly to belly. This was way more of a Northern Lights.
Well, it just depends on how they was holding them. You can't really hold them in the northern. Yeah, whatever. It was a throw off the top rope.
Listen, it's
It's
just
semantics. It's literally semantics.
I just like to
They're
call out
the same
announcers
thing.
for fucking up all the time.
Excalibur did it a lot tonight. Brian Danielson covered his ass on at least 2 occasions.
He then hit him with the running knee right after, almost got a 3 count. Mox hit a cutter, Talk got up slowly, and then immediately, well, slowly and immediately. So, like, Mox hits the cutter, he sits up, and Talk immediately starts standing up behind him. And this is the best production of the night because you see the eyes of Talk peering over Mox's shoulders, and Mox is just sitting, and Mox then all of a sudden, he can feel that he's getting up behind him. He's like, shit. Very well done there. Talk then hits a raging fire. Somehow John kicked out at the most 2.9999 you can do. All right. I thought it was a 3 count at first. It was so close. And it might have been, technically.
Yeah, I didn't feel that way, but
Mox,
he clearly kicked out.
Mox then hits his Death Rider, but Talk kicked out of it, which I still want to always call it the paradigm shift because that's what it was over in WWE.
Yeah, you call it what you want, man. I'll understand anyways.
Right. He then hit the Avalanche Death Rider, but Talk kicked out of that. And at that point, he put on the most awkward but efficient sleeper I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, he had his arms trapped so he couldn't actually.
I don't think I've ever seen someone put a sleeper on that way. Like, I've seen the legs wrap around, because that's usually what happens in a sleeper.
Right.
But no, he straight up just trapped his arms behind his. It was really cool looking. Talk passed out, and the right person won this match, but it was done in the wrong way.
Yep.
Talk should have never kicked out of 2 Death Riders.
Nope.
Especially one being an Avalanche one. I know this was meant to make Talk look better, and it might have to a lot of people. I don't personally care for stuff like that.
I would rather him took the pin than him pass out.
But I do think the right person won, because what this is going to do is this is going to piss off the Don Callis family, because it was like, hey, we've tried so many times to like beat Mox's ass so that he would be tender for the match that you were going to have, and you kept saying, no, this is on you.
Yep.
And they're going to, I think that's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. And I do think probably Dynamite or Collision, we'll see him get basically taken out.
Well, hopefully Dynamite. Not enough people watch Collision for it to happen there.
At which point we'll probably see him start really gunning for Okada, because it's time to start building up what is going to probably be an all-in match between the two of them for the International Championship.
Yeah, because they've kind of devalued Talk. Talk's looked kind of like a loser lately.
Well, he went and lost the NJPW title.
Yep.
Which I'm sure a lot of that has more to do with New Japan not being happy with
That's
AEW.
a New Japan politics thing, yeah. He was never going to have it long. He was going to be a transitional guy because he's not a full-time NJPW guy.
Right. But yeah, like I said, the last 5 to 6 minutes of this match were great. The first 20, not so much. It was really boring.
Yeah, it was all the close calls and close kickouts and stuff.
However, ladies and gentlemen,
And the big moves.
the post-match is where all this really shines. So, post-match, Death Riders come out for their celebration, and Mox wants to shake Talk's hand, and Talk's like, "No, fuck that," and he goes to walk away, but then he's like, "You know what? No, I fuck this." So he goes back, he shakes Mox's hand. As this is happening, you can read on the faces of the Death Riders they don't seem too happy about Mox doing the handshake thing. What I hope this doesn't turn into is like Mox and Talk versus everyone else. I think that would be stupid.
Against both families, that would be garbage.
Yeah, that's what I don't want.
Me neither.
But As Mox got out the ring, they shook his hand down at ringside as well. Everybody was happy. They hop over the barricade and they start to walk out, and then the lights go out, and you get one of the dumbest. I am so tired of these stupid vignettes to bring people back, and it's like they're being brought back. We did it with Luchasaurus, and now we're doing it with Will Ospreay.
You mean he's the $8 million man or whatever?
See, I was thinking of it more like, because somebody pointed out on Twitter. I didn't even think of the $8 million man thing. I thought of the rejuvenation tank in DBZ.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. More so because somebody pointed it out. Otherwise, I would have just been like, it's stupid. I mean, it still is.
It's like we can rebuild him. We have the technology.
Right. I still hated it. But listen, it don't matter how dumb that video is. The feeling I got when Will Ospreay's music fucking hits and this man walks out. And I'm going to tell you what, I don't think there's anybody more over with the AEW audience right now than Will. These people lost their shit. I lost my shit. Like, AJ Styles retired. Will's my new favorite active wrestler.
Yep.
I'm stoked that this man is back. And not only did he come back, this man ran to the ring and immediately delivered a super vicious, thank God the move done the right way is back. Hidden Blade to Mox. Took his ass out.
Yeah, he did. It was super smooth.
And then the other members of the Death Riders try to jump in. He takes them out himself as well. Hits another Hidden Blade on I believe it was Garcia.
Garcia, I
that
believe.
one. And then he posed in the ring. Started to leave the ring. Came back and posed some fucking more. And I am so excited.
He's visibly smaller. He's leaned up.
He has. This man hit a tornado, one of his tornado, whatever the fuck it's called, jumps off of the fucking turnbuckle to the outside as well. This man almost looks like he hasn't missed a fucking step. It's ridiculous. I'm so excited. So anyways, match 7, AEW Women's Tag Team Championship match. Willow and Harley versus Lena Cross and Bane. And the thing that should have happened happened.
They got kind of squashed.
They got squashed.
Willow was hurt from her match earlier. Harley couldn't keep up with the other two heels, and they lost.
And it wasn't a quick.
That's really all you need to say.
It wasn't a quick squash either. It was about a 10-minute match.
Well, yeah. I mean, Harley and them had some hope spots, but it wasn't very close.
The
nor
ugliest
should it have been.
The ugliest thing that happened though, and it was funny. You called it out as I saw it happen, which made me laugh. Willow went for her pounce on Megan Bane, and Bane jumped before the pounce, but it was so far before the pounce that she jumped that it looked bad.
Yeah, she was already curled. She was already like curled up in the air before Willow even hit her.
But it didn't deter from the rest of the match being a decently wrestled match.
No,
Like,
it was fine.
And
to be fair, nothing on this show was really bad.
Oh my God. There is this one specific spot though that I fucking loved, and it's when Lena Cross caught Willow and Megan Bane caught Harley Cameron in the position.
They did the dual follow-away slams.
To do the follow-away slams. They bounced the bodies of them off of each other, and then both did the... Dude, these two women, I want to see just dominate the women's tag division for like the next 3 to 4 months.
Yep.
I want people to come in for tag team title matches and just get decimated. I don't care who you are.
Honestly, I don't know who beats them.
It's gonna be the
Bayley
Brawling
comes
Birds.
back. Oh, dude.
No,
don't
you
say
know it
that.
is. You know it is.
Don't-
I hate it just as much as you.
I forgot they existed for a brief moment in time, and you just had to bring them back.
They're gonna be the ones to beat them, and I'm gonna hate every fucking minute of it. Especially now that Ospreay's back. Windsor's going to the fucking moon, my guy.
Nepotism, it's great. Did you notice she's married to Will Ospreay?
What's funny is they
You're
rarely
about to.
ever talk about that, by the way. You're the one that brings it up all the time.
I wonder why I do.
Because you dislike her. I mean, I dislike her too, but...
I don't dislike her. I dislike the push she's getting for no reason.
To be fair, she was wrestling on Ring of Honor for a while. We just didn't watch it, which I liked it about that. But, you know.
I did too. I liked her not being on my television as well.
Listen,
She's not a bad wrestler. She just shouldn't be in that upper echelon.
I will be okay as long as Nick Wayne stays over there. Listen, if there's one person I dislike more than Windsor in AEW, it's definitely Nick Wayne.
I don't blame you there. Don't blame you there.
Match 8. Swerve Strickland versus Brody King.
Yeah, you're going to have to do this because I fell asleep during this match.
Which is so sad because they started beating the fuck out of each other, dude. It was hard hitting. It was everything this match should have been.
I'm going to have to rewatch it. My dog came, put his ass on me. The next thing I know, I was waking up and it was the entrances for the next match.
So Swerve walks through a mirror like he's Candyman. And then
I saw that.
And then you realize he's wearing Candyman outfit. Like he's even got it's his face with the bees coming out of his mouth on his pants. Like it was really cool. I'll be excited to see if somebody makes this version of Swerve on 2K. So early on in the match, Brody hits a Sambo suplex on Swerve onto the fucking guardrail. And then
I remember seeing because I was like, "Ooh, that hurt."
And then
I don't remember anything after that.
And then he went into the ring, and somehow, in some way, bent Swerve's body around the inside of the turnbuckle post.
Yeah, he's doing the bow and arrow thing. I remember seeing that as well.
And he did the bow and arrow, and then side slammed him afterwards onto the steel steps. Swerve, a little bit later into the match, caught a Bossman slam onto the exposed concrete.
Okay, I remembered seeing that as well.
And then Swerve power bombed Brody King on the apron.
Okay, I don't remember that. So we've reached where I went to sleep.
This is where I messaged you. I had no clue you were sleeping. I messaged you. I was like, I'm so glad. So the way it was done, Brody was laying on the apron. Swerve was standing on the apron, and he picked him up from a deadlift and then power bombed him onto the apron from there. I thought, with it being a pay-per-view, they were going to the floor. And I was like, please don't do this to Brody King. Brody King's too big of a man to be falling like 9 feet. flat onto his back, okay?
Yep.
Onto concrete.
Unless you're writing him off TV for a long time.
But it was just on the apron, so we were good. Swerve ended up doing a vertebreaker to Brody onto the exposed floor as well.
Ooh, ouch.
Brody made the 10 count just in time to get Swerve stomped, but he kicked out at 1. At which point, Swerve hit 3 house calls and then got the pin.
No, he didn't even go for the Swerve stomp, huh?
No, I said that. Brody slid in just in time to get Swerve stomped, but he kicked out at 1.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
So he dove in at 9 and dove in just perfect for the off-the-top rope Swerve stomp.
Cool.
So it was very well done, the way they pulled all that together. And two of the house calls that he hit were when Brody was standing up. Because, he did the kick out at 1 and kind of did his own hulking up, but he didn't go full-blown fucking shaking arms and shit. He just stood up and looked very menacing.
He didn't Jackson it?
No. He just looked very menacing, and somehow Swerve jumped and kicked this man in the head twice. Brody's a big dude, guys. Swerve's got some ups.
Yeah, he does.
And then the third one was because he was on his knees and he actually hit a normal
house
call. And yeah. Fucking banger of a match. Post-match, Nana goes and gets a cinder block. They put Brody King's head on top of it, and he's about to do the Swerve stomp, and all of a sudden Kenny's music hit. And I almost threw my fucking computer out the fucking door. Not because I'm mad Kenny's back. Guys, I love watching Kenny Omega. But I'm mad that this wasn't the match we got if Kenny was going to be in town any fucking ways.
Well, he was in Japan for the Capcom Cup.
Cool.
So they weren't sure he was going to be able to make it back in time.
Well, he did. And I was annoyed. So, I'm happy he's back. Don't get me wrong. This is not an annoyance that he's back. This is an annoyance that we could have gotten the match that we all really want to see. Not that I dislike this match.
That next time. We'll get that next pay-per-view probably.
Match 9. AEW's Women's Championship match. Tekla versus Krit Chris Statlander, 2 out of 3
Yep.
falls match. So Tekla had this really cool video pre-entrance where she was speaking in her native language and they had it translated. It just sounded really cool. I don't remember where she's from. I think it's like Austria or some shit like that.
I like pre-tapes for people who
Speak other languages.
are multilingual, and they can much better communicate with their native tongue.
Yeah. And she's also really good at speaking English as well anyways. So
She
she can go in and out of it pretty well. Listen, compared to the other people that we get to hear try to do bilingual fucking presentations,
the Kabuki Warriors are like the only other ones.
any Japanese wrestler, to be fair, that's over in WWE. Because it's not just the Kabuki Warriors. Io starts going crazy. Like, she tries to talk in English. She's hard to understand sometimes as well.
Well, she just does emoji faces, and it's fine.
Oh, she does the stupid face point. I hate it so much. I hate it even more when Rhea does it because she looks even more dumb.
Yeah, it's not great.
So anyways, first and foremost, Tekla's just got it. Like,
She does have an it factor to her.
there's like
She's a good wrestler.
She's
but
a-
she does some dumb shit.
she's a good wrestler. She's not a great wrestler. She's a good wrestler. But sometimes it's okay to just be a good wrestler if you've got the type of presentations that's just there. Like, there's something about it that's just so good. Anyways, Stat hits this really cool stalling suplex off the top rope that I was beginning to wonder if they were ever going to come down from. Tekla ended up getting the first fall on a Black Widow style pin, and she used
and held the ropes.
she held the ropes.
Even fucking the dumb baby face could have also reached for the ropes.
Reach for the sky. Sorry.
Wrong person.
Wrong person. Listen, that's just the song that popped in my head. Tekla's in. Once the match restarted for the second fall, Stat immediately went in and was going to town on Tekla. At one point, Tekla hits this double stomp on Stat while she was standing on the outside bent over, which looked pretty cool. Which shortly led to Stat eventually big swinging Tekla in between two barricades on the outside of the ring. That was a lot of fun to watch happen. And then she slingshotted her into the steps.
Yep.
She hits her Saturday Night Fever and gets the second fall, and it's 1-1, and I'm mad. For a couple reasons. One, I get annoyed that we never get a best of 3 falls and it just ends at 2. Like,
Very early. I think WWE was the last ones to do it.
it just always goes to 3. And here's what I think overall. I feel like if Tekla was going, and this is what I would have liked to have seen, because this whole thing was supposed to be about, you obviously don't want to squash Stat so bad that, like, it completely diminishes her level in the cards.
Mm-hmm.
But, like,
Especially because she's a really, really good worker.
one of the things that would have
And
been...
that women's division needs them.
Yeah. One of the things that would have been really cool to see, though, with Tekla being the type of heel that she is for the second fall, if you're going to give it to Stat, let it be from DQ, because Tekla just goes fucking nuts with a weapon on her.
Yeah, because she took this, and they had the perfect opportunity because she literally knocked the referee down.
That was
and
for
took his belt.
that was for the third fall, though. I'm talking about for the second fall. If you're going to give it to Stat, and it would be cool to do it in a DQ way, where for the second fall, Tekla just gets pissed off, goes under the ring, grabs a chair or something, and just starts wailing into Stat. Because then all of a sudden you've actually got an excuse to not even need the Sisters of Sin to come out, because you know what, you just beat the shit out of this woman.
I would have much preferred that than the Sisters of Sin coming out.
Not that they had any impact whatsoever.
They were literally a distraction that led to a distraction that led to Stat losing.
Yeah, but the second distraction would have happened anyways. The ref's not going to sleep the entire time someone's getting whipped.
Yeah, but the referee got up and was the stupid ref spot bothered me.
So yeah, she hits the Saturday Night Fever. It's 1-1. Paul Turner gets taken out. Stat steals the ref. Okay, Tekla took the belt off the ref while the ref was out. goes to do goes to whip Stat with it. Stat stops her and starts using the belt on her herself. Stat ends up hitting her finisher again, but there's no ref for the pin. They got to like 10 or 11.
She got like an 8. And she got to like an 11 count.
Sisters Osin came in, got immediately just wrecked. Because they're useless. And then Turner comes in as she's about to go start whipping Tekla again and grabs the belt and was like, "Why do you have my belt?" Which made me laugh. And at that point, Tekla hit her with a spear and then hit her with 2 stomps. And listen, smart heel move that you rarely see. She didn't just hit her with 1 stomp and go for the pin. No. She knew better.
Sure.
Hit her with the second stomp.
I do want her to do something else other than a spear.
Yeah, that's not going to happen either.
Get a different running attack. I don't care what it is.
Do a Shining Wizard. No one does Shining Wizards anymore.
Well, not in AEW. Multiple people do it in WWE. But yeah, do something different. The spear is not working for you.
No. There's one person that has come in recently that is doing a spear that looks decent to it as long as he's doing it when he's doing it in very crazy ways. I still hate the spear for everyone, though. Stop it. Fucking quit it.
The only person who should be doing the spear in wrestling right now is Braun Breaker.
Correct.
Everybody else should do something else.
Especially Jey Uso. Anyways.
I'm talking about Roman, too. Roman, knock it off. Yours sucks, too.
Roman needs it, dude. He has no other moves. Let that man breathe.
Whose thought's that?
WWE's.
He's wrestled for fucking like 20 years, bro. Develop. Acknowledge that.
Oh my God. And then the hits just kept coming. Match 10, AEW Trios Championship match. I forgot this match existed till it happened, and then it banged.
So did I. There was multiple times that happened. I was like, I forgot this match happened, and both of it was 6-man tags. Funny enough.
Jet Speed comes out with Mystico. They've also got Mystico masks, except theirs are custom to be more their style. So it looked like Mike Bailey's had a bandana on it because it had like this huge line across the top of it, which was really cool.
Yeah. Like his little bandana.
And then Kevin Knights had the shades on his, except they were like in the mask, so it was just designed to look like. Loved it. It was very weird that they wrestled with them on for the first half of the match. I thought they would take them off immediately. They did not, though. They tried their hardest. And it looked funny because, like, Kevin Knight was trying to overcompensate for not being able to see as well. So, like, he would go for a body slam and his arms would be way the fuck out.
Depth perception's all fucked up, man.
It was amazing. Don Callis family came out. And they had Letterman jackets on. I want a pink one. That was I loved them. I thought they looked really good. Anyways, Mark Davis into the match finally took off Jet Speed's masks, which actually helped them wrestle a bit better. Okada flipped off Kevin Knight, and then Kevin Knight bit his finger.
Yep.
Which I will take way over anybody biting people's feet. Stop it. And then, by the way, don't think I didn't realize that Kevin Knight bit Okada after Okada had been biting everyone else, okay? I'm glad somebody got him back for that shit.
There was way too much teeth involved in this entire show.
The biting the forehead when people are bleeding, though, is normal in a death match at this point. Weird, but normal. And Mox likes to bite people's heads regardless if there's blood.
Yep.
So then I watched Mark Davis cartwheel out of an Irish whip. Never thought I'd see that in my life.
He's done it multiple times.
He had Kevin Knight's foot, who tried to kick him, at which point he picked up and slammed Speedball with one arm while he was still holding onto the foot of Kevin Knight. He then flipped Kevin Knight over onto his face, picked up and gut-wrench pile drove fucking Bailey, who had stood back up, and then gut-wrench pile drove Kevin Knight right after. And I am telling you right now,
he's a beast.
I want Mark Davis involved even more than he already is. This man might be the second best wrestler right now on the Don Callis family.
Yeah.
Entertainment-wise.
Really good.
Entertainment-wise.
He was the MVP of this match.
Yes, he was.
That side.
That man is a fucking beast, and I'm even more excited for when we get Jake something back, and they can go back to just being tag team dominant. All right,
Yep.
that's gonna be
Beating the
amazing.
mess out of people.
And I'm glad that Davis has started to become whatever this is, because this was not what I saw from him when he first came in with Fletcher when they were still Aussie Open.
No, they were very watered down, it felt like, compared to what they are now.
But this is amazing. Anyways, Mystico ends up hitting the La Mystica on Fletcher. Mike Bailey then hits Davis with his spinning kick, which lays him out, at which point Kevin hits the UFO splash over Mystico onto Mark Davis. And we had new Trios champs, and guess what, guys? Didn't see it coming, because I for sure was like, oh, they're not going to give Mystico a title. He's not in AEW, and I was right. But guess what? That's because he's now in AEW, because post-match, we got hit with the Mystico's All Elite thing. I'm excited. Hopefully he's on TV more. And yeah, great
See,
times.
Mystico has a weird presentation for me. He'll have to grow on me.
I've been a Mystico fan for a long, long time. So I was a fan of him before he got signed to WWE.
There was an awful spot with him and Okada that took me out of the match for a while.
Oh yeah, there was one very awful spot where he tried to jump up on the ropes to do the he tried to do the thing where it was like a head scissors takedown off the top to somebody that was standing up there while holding on and doing the arm drag to Okada, and his legs just looked like they were about to give out on him, so he was like squatted on the ropes for so long.
Well, he didn't have this. Okada didn't give him the support needed, it looked like, because he was still trying to brace himself with Okada. So he was clearly off balance because he didn't have a strong enough foundation to settle himself.
But I also feel like that's why Okada called him back into the match later on when he was like, no, I want him. Because I feel like Okada was probably even like, no, we got to do what I know we're capable of doing here, because it did look fucked up.
Okada has those spots with
everyone, to be fair.
Lucha, with the Lucha style. For some reason, he just looks off, which is weird.
Because he started in Mexico.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyways, so new Trios champions. That excited me because guess what? No more double champs at all in AEW. I am so fucking thrilled right now.
No more Jet Speed Rodeo either, thank God.
Yeah, I like them with Mystico masks more anyways. They looked cooler as a tag team altogether. Plus it's really cool that Mystico is now double Trios champion because he's also a part of the Trios champs down in CMLL.
Yep.
With Templario and whoever that other guy is that I can't remember off the top of my head. So yeah, post-match, we get the Mystico is all elite graphic. Mystico at least looks like he knows how to pretend, be emotional. So that was good. Maybe he could talk to Jack Perry later.
You just grab your head.
To be fair, he has an advantage. He's masked, so you don't actually have to see him cry.
Yeah, he just grabs his head and acts
surprised,
emotional. Yeah.
And then we got match 11, which almost stole the show for me, even with as slow as it felt.
So this match clearly was wasting some time because it started fast, drug like crazy, and then ended super fast.
So the one thing I will say, so for those of you that don't know, this is Andrade versus Bandito. And the one thing I will say, even when it drug, it never came to a complete stop. Like one of the things...
Oh, nothing was bad about the match. It just...
One of the things that I hate about longer matches is there are almost always times where it boils down to somebody sitting with a submission for like 3 minutes so everyone could catch their breath, right? These guys would like fall to the mat. They would get up slowly. It would take them like 30 seconds. And then like, prime example, late in the match, Andrade's like slowly starting to crawl up to the turnbuckle. It takes him about 10 seconds to stand up. And then he just jumps to the top of the fucking turnbuckle from the floor or from the mat. And it was like, okay. I'm not going to complain. Whatever makes you happy, man. Anyways, early on in the match, Bandito takes off his tights to reveal wrestling shorts, which I was like, aw, he's copying Andrade. But during the process, he had a malfunction and couldn't get his pants off, and Andrade was like, well, fuck it, and he took him out.
Yeah, he did.
And then so late in the match, we get into a bunch of crazy shit happens out this entire match. But the spot towards the
Really
end,
smooth. They were really smooth with each other.
yeah, they were.
No botches.
I now want a triple threat
Everything looked
match
great.
with them two and Mascara Dorada. I think that match would go nuts.
Well, did you end up watching the Andrade and
No,
Dorada?
but I saw
You
enough
should seek it
highlights on Twitter. I've got the
Oh,
gist
if you've
of
seen
it.
the highlights, you've seen pretty much everything. Yeah.
They killed it
was
from what I
good.
saw.
Yep.
But so Bandito hits this weird rolling kick out of a DVD type thing. I don't know how to
Or he
explain
kicks
it.
behind him, but kicks Andrade in the head. It
Yeah.
was wild.
It was cool. Like I've never seen that move. Cool as fuck.
Me neither. Even Excalibur and them was like, I've never seen that before.
And then, can we do this more often, please? Bandito hit the 21 plex with Andrade laying down.
Yeah. Yeah. From the floor. He picked him up off the mat and over.
This should be how it's done to anyone that's light enough for him to fucking do the move.
Andrade's like 240.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm talking
the
about
roster.
I'm talking about there are some people like I would never expect him to do that to I don't know Weeble Wobble.
Bandito.
No,
Who's
Bandito's
Weeble
the one
Wobble?
wrestling. What's his face?
Or,
The dude I always
Brody.
joke about being your favorite fucking your favorite wrestler. Why am I forgetting his name? I told you we were gonna make you take a picture of him with at this fucking thing. We've been joking about it.
Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston. Like if it's Eddie Kingston, I don't expect him to pull him up off the mat and fucking do it. Right at that
I
point.
think he could. I think Eddie Kingston doesn't weigh that much more than Andrade.
No, he's lost quite a bit of weight since he came back. But but yeah, people like Brody
Wow.
King. Yeah, Brody King should fucking, be standing up if you're going to hit it on that man. You ain't deadlifting that man from the mat for this move.
It makes more sense because Bandito's suplex is a very specific spot where they have to be at a very specific, doing a very specific thing that is very choreographed.
So, somewhere during all of this, though, Andrade, a little bit before that spot happens, hit that really nasty back elbow. And then
Oh man, he hit it twice in this match.
After-
and both of them were fucking great.
after those spots happen, he did it again. And my God, dude, this elbow is one of the nastiest looking fucking moves in wrestling, period, right now.
Yeah, it makes Chris Jericho's little back elbow look like nothing at all.
Oh, dude. And then he hit an avalanche DM for the win.
Which was
And it was a fantastic fucking match. Like, push this man into the main event scene immediately.
yes, immediately. He's over like crazy too.
As a heel. People love him. Don't
Yeah.
care. Fuck it.
Yeah. And I don't want to hear the well. You can't book him and MJF
Yeah, you
because they're
can.
both heels. No, they cheer him like a babyface. So he would automatically be the babyface.
And besides that shit, listen. People put way too much importance on heel versus babyface as a match thing. And AEW has proven time and time again. Truth,
if it's a
truth be
one-off
told,
match, if it's feud, I understand it as a feud.
As a feud, it
but if it's a
matters.
one-off- yeah, if it's a one-off match, that shit don't matter. Babyface versus babyface, heel versus heel.
because at the very least, face versus babyface, they shake hands after the match is over and move on with their fucking lives. Like,
Yeah, and there's still nuanced things you can do to even make the storylines for the babyface versus babyfaces if they are having a feud. There's still ways you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to be smart with your booking.
and then the match, I literally listen. I put my predictions down late last night, and I still forgot this match happened.
I did too. These six-man tags just snuck up out of nowhere.
And dude, this one ended up being really fucking good too.
I wish I could have seen the entire match because I didn't fall asleep during this one, but my fucking satellite feed went out for about 5 minutes of it.
So we got a trios tornado match, which listen, all matches should be tornado matches. Moving on.
They basically are in AEW anyway.
But it was Darby, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong versus the Dogs. And guys, I pegged Roddy as turning heel, full heel. Like, we know he came back during Dynamite and like feigned being a heel and then joined up with him, but I thought it was like he was just waiting for the right opportunity to really turn. to fuck him
loved
over.
OC's video
And it didn't
for his
happen.
entrance.
Oh yeah, OC comes out and has found Roddy.
Yeah, the wanted poster is like found, and then when Roddy came to the ring, he gave Roddy the $10 gift card that he was offering for the reward.
It's fantastic. Listen, very early in this match, Gabe Kidd threw one of the greatest punches I've ever seen in wrestling, and if this is the type of shit I'm going to get to see from Gabe Kidd in the ring, I'm all for it, dude. Like, he threw a legit fucking jab that looked like he punched the shit out of Roddy.
He may have stiffed him, but that shit's gonna happen.
I loved it though. I was like, oh my god, like those guys, that's a punch. All right, this shit, like the overhead bitch slap of a punch that people are, it's bad. Stop it. Put some oomph into it. Like, there's a way to do it and not hurt people.
Right, you're not supposed to ball up your fist. It's supposed to still be slightly open, but if you're hitting them with a not closed fist, even if it's not going to hurt that bad, because you have to make contact regardless.
Right.
It's not going to hurt that bad. Throw the punch.
So there's this part where Darby is going for a clothesline on the apron. He's getting ready to go do it. Joe missed this part. It sucks so bad because it was such a beautiful spot. Darby, I don't remember who it was that was on the outside of the ring. I'm pretty sure it was Gabe Kidd. But he was getting ready to run on the apron and dive off to hit Kidd with the clothesline. Or Kidd might have been on the apron too. Regardless, it doesn't matter because he didn't make it. Because Clark Connors, again, came from out of fucking nowhere and did the old school Big E spear to fucking
the ropes.
To fucking Darby through the ropes. And what I loved about it, it wasn't a spear that like he hit and then let go and they fell. No, he went with him to the ground in the hold.
Yeah.
After that,
like Big E does.
Oh, it hurt. Like, you could tell that shit hurt both of them.
Yeah.
Fantastic fucking move though. Well, probably one of the best ways I've ever seen that spot happen, and I loved when Big E did it. More specifically, my favorite time Big E did it was in that Hell in a Cell from 2017 that we watched.
Yeah.
Good times.
Against the Usos.
At which point, so Darby gets his necklace tied to the tag team rope, and they take turns starting to beat the fuck out of him in the corner. Where they, like, you know how the Death Riders kind of do that circular thing where they all take turns running into him.
Yeah, where they do the little parade into the corner.
Now the dogs were doing it, and it definitely looked way more vicious than when the Death Riders do it. The Death Riders just do it to constantly keep moving. Like, the dogs did like 2 full rotations and they were done. Straight to the point, beating the shit out of Darby. And throughout the rest of the match that Darby was tied to that turnbuckle, they would constantly walk over and taunt him while they were beating the shit out of his teammates. Fantastic. OC tried to do his light hits on him, and I love that the dogs give 0 fucks. He would do his like light chop where he's like the lazy chop, and then somebody would smack the shit out of him. And then he'd do it to the next person, and they'd smack the shit out of him. Eventually, after they beat him down for all this, he stands up and he puts his hands in his pockets. And at that point,
this is when my feed came back. Roddy goes wild.
Roddy slides into the ring, starts taking them out, grabs fucking OC, starts using him as a battering ram against everybody while he's got his hands in his pocket, which is fantastic. Roddy has full blown accepted being in this fucking conglomeration. He's like,
embraced it.
Fuck it. And it makes it even more entertaining because he's so serious about everything. And he just...
Well, I still think he's going to say that he's not in the conglomeration.
But he's found a way to use all of that in an advantage, which is super great. At which point, after taking them all out, you start hearing the crowd chant, "Please help Darby." It's still over here, tied to this fucking ring rope. At which OC dives out of the ring, pulls out a toolbox, gets a pair of scissors, finally cuts the rope, and without hesitation, Darby jumps up to the top turnbuckle, does his coffin drop to the dogs to the outside of the ring.
Yeah, OC pulled scissors and a
zip tie. Which...
Yep, a zip tie.
And he gave the zip tie...
Later.
He gave the zip tie to Darby.
Yep.
As he cut the rope.
Yep.
And I didn't even realize that he'd given him the zip tie at first. I seen something sticking out of his mouth, but I didn't know it was a zip tie. I just oh, he might have gotten a fucking toothpick or something. Who knows? I didn't care. Shit was happening. I should have cared because it comes back to be used later.
Yeah, it does.
We get a spot where Darby again locks in he almost fucked it up, but he did end up locking in a really good sharpshooter, basically. It's the Scorpion Deathlock.
The trio of submissions where Roddy had the Boston Crab, Darby had the Scorpion Death,
and OC had the laziest fucking sleeper hold on a tall man I have ever seen in my. He tried so hard to climb that mountain of a man to hit him in a fucking sleeper, and it was just not working out in his favor.
But stereo submissions, though.
Yeah. Because of how bad the submission was on David Finlay, he was able to break up the other two submissions, basically while still carrying around OC.
OC.
At this point, Darby and Gabe Kidd make their way up the ramp. Gabe takes a skateboard and starts beating against the ramp. One time it bounces back and hits him in the fucking face, and I was like, oh, that sucked.
I laughed out loud.
I laughed because I've laughed because I've seen Darby do it. And it's so funny because I feel like everyone that tries to do that does it at least once, and then they're like, okay, maybe not again.
Yeah, I should probably not do this.
But then I feel even more bad because Darby tosses him off the edge of the ramp and then goes to do his spot where he jumps onto the skateboard and lands on their back.
Into their back,
and he missed and landed on his fucking head. And I'm like, this dude is just not having any fucking luck whatsoever.
That skateboard just keeps finding his head and face.
So shortly after, you see Darby, who apparently took no damage from that jump, because it was almost immediately. He's back in the ring. And as he's back in the ring, they actually pan back to the ramp, and Gabe Kidd has his hand under the ramp, and he can't pull it out. He's like, ref, he's cheating.
Yeah, he zip tied him to a thing to the ramp, so he's stuck.
OC gets hit with a Dominator from Finlay. Probably my second favorite looking Dominator from a person. No one's ever going to beat Simmons. I'm sorry. That Dominator was just nasty. Ron Simmons is shorter, but he was bigger. So, there was more power behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But Finley's looks vicious from how high he fucking gets dropped, though.
Well, it also, Finley's not that big of a person. It's just he did it to Darby, and Darby can ragdoll like crazy.
Yeah, he can. Strong ends up hitting his finisher and then threw OC on top of Clark for the win. So instead of pinning him himself, because it's a tornado match,
he literally tossed OC down.
He tossed OC on top of him. Post match, they all did a high five with each other because why not be super lame? And then
that's part of their gimmick.
It was a great match. It's the match I took the most notes for because everything was fun. This was probably the most fun match, which was needed because the next match
was not about fun.
Was not about fun. Did I love it? Yes.
It was fine.
But it was actually, in my opinion, tame compared to other death matches. I say that as there were some fucked up things that did happen.
Yeah, there were.
But I've definitely seen way more fucked up things happen between Swerve and Hangman than this. So.
Yeah, the light tube spots. I couldn't tell if those were gimmicked or what because they looked weird on Explosion and it looked weird how it marked their bodies. So
they might have been. They might have had some shit inside that put some red stuff on their back so that they didn't actually cut them. Never know.
Maybe.
But what we do know, so Hangman comes out to. By the way, Hangman's 10 for 10 on pay-per-views. I've seen him have the worst entrance music of all time.
It was just one guy trumpeting his song as he walked to the ring.
Well, I don't even if I remember correctly, it's not his song. They trumpeted a funeral march.
Sure.
Which is appropriate, I guess, given how things end up. But yeah, so Hangman comes to the ring, and then we get the cheesiest, goofiest, but most amazing
MJF
promo video where he's pretending to be a cowboy. and talking very Southern. And then decides it's supposed to take place the day after Revolution. That's how it starts off. It says the day after Revolution. And he's talking about he has something he has to take care of before he moves on. And he walks over and pisses on Hangman's grave. And man, does this man piss for a while. Austin Powers is
the Austin Power. Yeah, it was almost like the Austin Power thing.
Austin Powers is the only man that's probably pissed longer on TV. So we didn't make it 2 minutes into the. And also MJF was wearing Terry Funk tights to the ring.
Yes, he was
in this match, which was pretty cool. Now we get not even 2 minutes into the match, and MJF is already bleeding from the mouth. I have no clue what caused it. Probably bit his tongue or the inside of his cheek or something during a move. But I was like, well, fuck, that didn't take long.
More to come. Whether real or not so real.
Let's see. I took a lot of notes for this too. We got Hangman stapling a happy birthday card to Max's chest. We got
after putting paper cuts in between his fingers.
Right.
He was using the card to make paper cuts in between his digits. It was ow.
Hangman found a window ringside, and the last time I saw anything like a window or a mirror used in a wrestling match, it was the women's blood and guts match, and that was when Toni Storm tossed it into somebody's face. Or it was tossed into her face.
Marina Shafir, I believe. Marina Shafir ate it, or Toni ate it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Toni ate it, and I think it was Marina that tossed it into her face.
Yeah.
But either way, I was like, oh, this is gonna suck for somebody. However, Max was like, no. He slammed the.
I'm not gonna do this.
He slammed.
I'm not gonna do this indie bullshit.
Yeah, he slams the window onto the ground. It shatters the window, and he yells into the camera, "I'm not doing that indie bullshit." And I was like, I don't think you've got a choice in the matter, sir.
And he did not.
And he did not. He got body slammed into it and then dragged through it.
On his stomach, on his belly.
Yeah, absolutely. At which point, he then broke out, or Max, at this point, Hangman grabbed the barbed wire and was starting to use it on Max.
In his mouth and was like seesawing it back and forth in his mouth.
Yeah. Max then stabbed Hangman in the head with a shard of glass. I thought he was going to slit his throat because that's how he was grabbing him. So that was fun. At which point, Max swept the glass out of the ring, and the crowd started chanting "Clean forever."
I popped so hard for that. I was like, "This is hilarious," and it's very in character.
Oh yes.
Max is like, I ain't dealing with this shit no more. Sweeping it out of the ring.
At that point, Max broke out the syringe, and he yelled over at the announce team as he did it. He goes, "They cheer for Hangman when he does this shit." He slides into the ring, sticks it through Hangman's mouth, and then sprayed the liquid out of it through the other side. Which, by the way, guys, it's definitely a disturbing thing to watch happen, but it is probably the least painful thing that happened in this entire fucking match.
I'm not gonna go that far.
Shots don't hurt at all.
But people, well, he put it through his skin.
Yeah.
I mean, people get piercings and stuff though, so it's similar. It's like he was getting a piercing through his cheek.
Shortly after that, Max hit an Alabama slam on Paige onto the barbed wire chair. Mm-hmm. During all of this, we had some weird shit happen, by the way, early on. So Max railed Hangman with a chair in the back. And then immediately after, every chair shot become the lightest chair shot I had ever seen out of any of these guys involved.
Not quite Nia Jax ones, but they were clearly pulling their chair shots after that.
Yeah, they were. This one made sense because it's barbed wire. That would suck. But he did hit the Alabama slam on Paige onto barbed wire. At which point, Hangman hit the dead eye on the chair, which I laughed because I was like, that would hurt you way more than Max because Max's head doesn't even actually hit the chair. Your knees do.
Nope, yep. And he grabbed his knees, so he must have got stuck. Yeah, he must have got stuck pretty good.
Max then got fall away slammed into the chair while it was in the corner, propped up, and I was like, well, that sucked.
Yep.
MJF at that point got dead-eyed through a table. MJF then hit a tombstone to Hangman through the other table on the other side of the ring.
A lot of trading owies.
Hangman and MJF broke out light tubes, but MJF ended up taking both of them.
Yeah, he did.
At this point, MJF is
Oh.
bleeding again.
The best part for me, and I know it's coming up soon, is the skewer spot.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, trust me. I bet my notes say exactly what you were thinking. So, Hangman grabs the skewers. It was actually the very next thing. Hangman grabs the skewers, does the thing where they actually go back and forth trying to stab the skewers into each other's head. Hangman finally gets it, and then buckshots him, and it explodes the skewers off of his fucking head in the most comedic way, like cartoonish
awesome.
possible. It's like
It was awesome.
It's like when people do the whole putting the tacks in somebody's mouth so when they kick them they can spit them out type thing. That's what it reminded me of.
It exploded from his head to everywhere on the impact of the clothesline. It was great. It was a spectacle.
Yeah, it was. At that point, Hangman brought out a chain that had a dog collar on each end, and he put it on them both, and now it's a dog collar match. The one thing I will always give Hangman props for, that Swerve I apparently cannot, is Hangman at least knows how to throw a punch with a chain in his hand.
Yeah, that was rough, Swerve. That was rough.
Hangman was asking for a lighter because he was going to light a table on fire, but nobody had one. So he pulled out a barbed wire board and set it on the table, at which point the crowd started chanting, "We want fire." And he was like, "I asked for a lighter."
Yeah, he did.
At which point MJ he climbed up onto the top turnbuckle, which was dumb. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish there because there was no angle you were going to put him into the table from up there. But he definitely got yanked off to go through the table himself. So
Yeah, he did.
that happened. At which point they go make it back up to the ramp. Hangman belly to bellied MJF off the stage through a table of electronics, and there were some fireworks that went off because we know there wasn't actually any real electronics there.
Nope. They would have electrocuted them both and they'd be dead.
Yeah. Which is fine. It's Texas Deathmatch. Things happen. I'm kidding. Max literally gets dog walked to the ring. Hangman goes for a buckshot and gets low blowed. And during this whole exchange, Hangman ends up going to the outside of the ring because he's getting ready to do the buckshot again. I actually was paying attention more to Max than what he was doing, and I saw him put on the ring, and I was like, so this is how it's going to end.
Yeah, I missed him putting the ring on.
So yeah, I seen him putting the ring on, and I was like, okay, I know. Like, he obviously didn't have his hand up showing it, but the way I saw his arms moving while he was hunched over, it was very obvious.
You could tell he was doing something, yeah.
He puts the ring on. Hangman was getting ready to jump over. He runs over, hits him with the ring, and then hangs him off the edge of the ropes like Hangman has done to so many other people. Hangman didn't give up. He passed out, fell to the ground, didn't get up for the 10 count. I hated this, by the way. I don't hate the outcome of the match by any means. I wanted MJF to win.
Right.
I just thought this was a stupid way for it to happen because we already had one pass out finish for a face earlier in the show.
Yep, that's why the producers should be talking to each other.
And for it to happen a second time, and I get somebody's like, well, yeah, but it's kind of like how, Hangman has done it. Well, no, because everyone Hangman has beat during a Texas death match has given up. And
yeah, Mox tap.
And I get that you're going for, oh, well, he's the face, he's not going to give up. Then find another fucking way.
Yep.
Like, you know what I would have thought would have been a really cool fucking move, would have been really fucking dangerous and probably would never fucking go with anybody? Heat seeker motherfucker through a table.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Or the barbed wire chair, because he's done a heat seeker to a chair before.
Yeah, but then that's his knees going into it again. And I'm pretty sure most of MJF's blood was fake for this match.
Well, the heat seeker is the pile driver, so his ass would have gone into the chair. But
yeah, true.
So would have Hangman's head.
Yeah. Anyways, he passes out. He can't get up for the 10 count. MJF is still world champ. Now, the best thing from this whole entire match is the post-match thing that happens. I laughed so hard. It is the most MJF fucking thing of this entire thing. Well, there was also the sweeping the ring that was pretty good. So post-match, they put Hangman on a stretcher while MJF is celebrating.
They strap him in.
And during them doing this, and actually he wasn't really celebrating. He was telling the ref that they need to get his dog collar off, and the ref finally gets the dog collar off of him. Apparently, it's not very easy.
Yeah, buckles are hard.
Right. So this happens, and Max gets on top of the stretcher while Hangman's strapped to it and stands over him on the fucking stretcher holding the title up. And I'm like, that is how you... That is a heel champion. One of the best heel champions in the business, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. This was a great night of fucking wrestling.
Yeah, it was.
Even the things that I thought I had complaints about, when it's all said and done, I don't care. I was so entertained. I legit think there were only 2 mediocre to bad matches on the entire night. And honestly, one of them, it's just 100%. I know it's not for me, and that's fine. Not everything needs to be for me. And then the other one was just, I expected more of the 2 people. And that was it.
Mox and Talk and what was the other shitter one?
Oh, the opening of the pre-show, the Big Boom AJ and...
Oh, yeah, I don't even count that match.
That's fine. AEW does. But I just... dude, this show... And again, even the pre-show. After that first match, the pre-show was perfectly fine. And it was just so... it was just so good. It was good. I miss just good pay-per-view wrestling. I miss... Like, WWE used to put on 3 to 4 hour shows where there were 12, 13 matches. And they don't
do more than 4 anymore.
They don't do more than 4. They will for WrestleMania, but WrestleMania also runs an extra 2 hours per day. So, like, you remember when they switched WrestleMania to 2 days because they were like, oh, we're just getting to have too many matches to fit on one day anymore. Because they started running.
WrestleMania would be like 10 hours long.
They ran that one that was like a 7-hour long WrestleMania, and even you and I were watching. It was like, my God, dude, that felt like it took forever.
And then they did 2 3-hour shows, and it was like, oh, this is perfect.
And then the next year they split it into 2 shows, and it was like 2 3 to 4 hour shows. But they still had a good decent amount of matches between the 2 shows because this was before they went full blown ad consumption.
Yeah, and that's their problem. Now it's not that the matches aren't quote unquote good.
No, that's a part of it.
Bullshit. Well,
I can usually name 3 good matches per WrestleMania, and they're still doing about 12 to 14 matches per WrestleMania total. It's just split between 2 6-hour days.
Yeah, because 3 hours of it is fucking advertising.
Yeah.
It's the advertising. It even the good stuff gets way down because of how much bullshit you have to suffer through. And
the thing that makes me most mad about the upcoming WrestleMania is Rhea Ripley almost always overperforms with whoever she's in the ring with, and I just don't think she can do that with Jade.
I don't either. I think that match is doomed to be a mess.
But enough about that. We had a good show tonight, and
yeah, we'll worry about that when that comes.
And now, just to let you guys know, coming up sometime this week, Joe and I will probably record. It'll probably be Wednesday. We'll record 2 episodes, one for Dynamite, and then one to talk about our current opinions of WWE 2K,
which is not very high. Spoilers.
It's not the worst. It's close. It's not the worst.
Plus, I need to get more time on it because I was gone for a week in Hawaii. I didn't get a chance to play it a ton. I played it for about 3 hours today and maybe an hour before that. So I've played it for about 4 hours total. So I need to get more time with it before I have a
full grasp of
it. Really big opinion of it.
But yeah, that's it, guys. With that being said, Monday night is Monday Night Raw. We're on like
should be back to normal.
We're on like the home stretch towards WrestleMania because I think we've only got like 2-3 more weeks.
Mania's in April, ain't it?
It is, but I think it's beginning of April.
Right.
It's middle of April, so April 18th. So we got about a month.
Yeah.
I mean that's still only 4 more Raws before we get there.
Yeah, Reigns should be back this week. I believe Lesnar is going to be there as well, so we should get some build. Because man, there hasn't been hardly any build to this Mania.
We got 5 more weeks total. 5 more Raws and 5 more SmackDowns leading up to WrestleMania. So they've got time to do some builds for some things. For some of the things happening, they might have started builds too early. Not gonna lie.
A little bit. I'm afraid the Punk and Roman stuff is going to be. I think they may have done that too early.
Some of it, yes. At some point, Roman's gonna have to talk about Larry, and then, say some demeaning things about AJ. Because I feel like that's the only two go-to things you've got for Punk. To be fair.
Well, yeah, because he pretty much said Punk's pretty much went to the utmost thing, saying he's going to bury him next to his father and shit. So we'll see. Hopefully they'll give us something good to talk about tomorrow.
Listen, the most detestable thing I can ever remember happening storyline-wise, a lot of people would throw the Katie Vick thing at number 1. I throw that at number 2, even though I still thought it was funny as hell. I think the most
because it was clearly a mannequin.
Yeah, it was clearly fake, and people took that way out of proportion. Like, it's disgusting, and I'm like, guys, it's fake.
Yeah.
Relax. No, the one that's probably the most detestable thing is when Boss Man fed Al Snow's dog to him.
Yeah. Or
which was also fake. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean it detestable as in like it really happened.
Lita having a miscarriage, Snitsky booting the baby.
No. Snitsky booting the baby was funny as well because you could absolutely tell it was a fake baby. All right.
I know, but
the birth to the hand was a little weird.
Yeah. That was more comedic than anything, though.
Listen,
especially on later episodes of Raw, where the hand had grew up to be a full adult. It was just a giant person in a hand outfit. Oh man, wrestling be silly sometimes.
I miss some of that. Not to that extent, obviously, but I do miss some of the silly stuff.
Right.
But I feel like most of that silly stuff is stuff you watched at the time and was like, man, this is stupid. And now we just look back and remember it as not. It was actually it was still stupid. But
it was stupid, but it was at least entertaining.
It was at least Choppy PP was fucking great.
Going through choppy, y'all PP. Ty and Val Venus.
I just, there's a lot of things that I'm glad are no longer around, but I definitely miss the goofiness of it. But yeah, that's the end of our show. Tune in Monday for Raw reviews.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, like, comment,
do
subscribe.
all the things.
And listen. Oh, no, we're going to talk about this now. I lied. Stick around for about 5 more minutes. Bruh, everyone has come back. What does the roster do when you're this stacked with just fucking people at this point?
You book collisions that aren't fucking trash.
That would help. Because like Ospreay's back, Cope and Christian are back. Fucking.
Well, we hope they're back. Also, you spread it out too, so you don't.
Kenny came back, even though he technically wasn't gone long.
Right.
We've also got. We've still got Switchblade that should be back relatively soon. I don't see why he should be out too much longer. If I had to guess, that's the next direction for the Dogs is going to be the Bang Bang Gang. I feel like that's the most logical evolution.
Yeah.
And what I think would be great would be for like the Bang Bang Gang, the Dogs to come out and cut some kind of promo. And then I would love to see Switchblade run in from the crowd and just take David Finlay out.
I would be for it because I think their match would be fantastic.
To my understanding, from what I've heard, I've never seen it, but I heard their interactions with each other in New Japan were pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So, we shall see. Anyways, now that's over. We love you guys. We'll see you next time. Deuces.
Later.